is sound too loud or some feedback. We're giving classes on Vilapa Kusumanjali about the subject matter of Sri Radhe and Her Manjaris. Continuing from classes before, we're finishing the verses that we didn't do before. This is verse number 3. Before we start, I want to say something. What's going on here? Because we have a subjective view as individuals. We see the world and understand the world according to our gender and our many things. But what Das Goswami, Tulsi Manjari, is trying to show us and teach us is to see the world through the heart and eyes of a Manjari and see the world of Radharani's heart. So one thing we understand here, that Das Goswami, in his verse number 3, he's glorifying his Mangalacharana, and he's glorifying Rati Manjari, who is a Manjari, one of the Manjari forms of Vaitacharya, who is his Param Guru of Raghunatha Das Goswami. Raghunatha Das Goswami has a prayer, Yadanandacharya, his Diksha Guru. And so his Param Guru is Vaitacharya, and some lines of Vaita Parivar, they say Rati Manjari is Vaita Prabhu, in Manjari form. And he's also Vishaka, they say. Our line of Vaita Parivar is different. But Das Goswami, she, Tulsi Manjari, is glorifying Rati Manjari for the good fortune she received of being the privileged one, the privileged Manjari, to go collect Radharani's Pranaya Mekala, her loving waist bells, which she forgot in her kunj in the ecstasy of her Shringar Rati Viparita Lila with Krishna. And so she favored Rati over all the other Manjaris, because Rupa and Rati are the two main Manjaris. And generally, Gauraganga Shivika identifies Raghunatha Das as Rati Manjari, but Krishna's Kaviraj and others, they generally call him Tulsi Manjari. So that's her preferred name. And Sri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj, he refers to the Manjari form of Das Goswami as Tulsi Manjari. So this shows the non-envious heart of a Manjari. These are transcendental personalities, and we're supposed to become a transcendental personality. Even if one has Siddhadeha, has received Siddha Pranali Diksha by good fortune from his guru, that's great fortune, of course. But if he hasn't or she hasn't, and they're practicing Raghunaga Bhakti and Manjari Bhava Upasana, the key thing here to develop is the Bhava of Manjari. What is the Bhava? How does a Manjari feel? How does she see the world? How does she see other people? Because it's categorically different than the way we feel as material women or men. How we think, how we feel, how we relate to people. As we see other people get promoted or get recognized, we become envious. We just can't help it. It's human nature acquired over millions and millions of births. Our swabhava is just like that. But these are all transcendental personalities with bodies made of prema and pure loving consciousness. And so we're supposed to attain that bhav and that mood and that feeling. So this is the important thing to learn from these books. These books are all these Rasik, Asakaya Lila books, Sankalpa Kalpajuma, Krishna Bhavana Sarasangra, Krishna Bhavana Amrita, Govinda Amrita, and Stavavali, Savamala, etc., Utkalika Valavi. They all have many beautiful, sweet pastimes and very emotional and prema-filled, and all things, Gunaratis and all different ratis mixed together. Exchanges described therein. But the main thing we want to learn is the bhav, how to get the bhav, the feeling, the sensitivity, and the vision, and the angle of vision. It's called Drishtikon, angle of vision. How to see Radharani, how to feel Radharani, what she needs, what seva she needs. Because the Manjaris are made of seva, so you can't have seva. Can't be a seva unless you have extreme humility, extreme extreme attachment to the object of your love, namely Radharani, Swami Radharani. So that's what we're learning from Tulsi Manjari, revealing her bhav, her thinking. So we want to pick that up. And we remember this cave and all these things, and paying the fee and getting marked as a marked maidservant. Many beautiful exchanges that are heart-touching and purifying and memorable. But the main thing, there has to be transformation of our consciousness and transformation of our feelings and attitude, so we qualify ourselves to enter this beautiful domain of transcendental loving exchanges as a Manjari maidservant or Radharani. It's not an easy thing. The Shruti-charis, they practice Rag Bhakti following the moods, the bhavas, and meditations of the Sakhis. They didn't have Siddha the Shruti-charis, but they took birth in Vrindavan from the women of Gopi and Pragat Lila. They got to dance with Krishna Rasa dance and had their Madhura Rati fulfilled. But they didn't get Siddha from Guru, but they had the Bhav. They had Siddha Bhav. They didn't have Siddha Deha, but they had Siddha Bhav. So the important thing to acquire by mercy of Guru, by study, by prayer, by submission, by surrender, by seva, and everything we do which makes us devotees, is to get the Bhav. We want the Bhav. You go to any samadhi or all the samadhis in Radhakund are all samadhis of Siddha saints, Siddha Goswamis, Raghunatha, Shamananda, etc. We pray for their Bhav. They're all gopis and Sakhis and Manjaris in the spiritual world. We pray them, please bless me with Radha Krishna Prem and Gopi Bhav. Please bless me with Bhav. This is the essential thing. It's the main thing. So Bhav enters the heart, even a reflection, even a glimpse of Bhav, it'll transform our attitude and understanding of all these books. Otherwise, it's very high subjects and very intimate, amazing purports, commentaries by Prabhupada Nanda Gopal Goswami is telling Leelas, all the tattva surrounding the whole thing is 90% of the tikas is Raghunatha Das Babaji Maharaj. So they're realized souls, and they're in Manjari Bhav, and they're Prema Bhaktas. So they're showing us, emphasizing, because once someone asks Raghunatha Das Babaji, how do you get Gopi Bhav? How do you get Gopi Bhav? You get Gopi Bhav from a Gopi. They have a Bhav. Who are the Gopis? Gopis are Das Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, Tulsi Manjari. Read their books, read their books, read their books. But it's not just reading, it's reading with conscious reading, submissive reading, open reading, and transformational reading. You have to transform ourselves into have a Manjari brain, a Manjari outlook, a Manjari ears, a Manjari body, because that's the real us. This flavor on this sharir we're living in is 50, 60 years, 10, 5 for others. It's going to go, but the Siddha is eternal, and the Gopi Bhav will stay life after life. So we have to develop that. So this is just a side point I wanted to make. So we're studying this verse about the fortune of Rati Manjari to be chosen first thing by Radharani, by Ingita, means indication of eyes or moving eyebrows or whatever. There's some service, and the Manjari, Rati Manjari could understand what it was. Maybe she observed the Radharani didn't have ankle bells, and she realized she left him in the cave in Gairavan or Govardhan or whatever it's not telling, some cave, and she immediately ran away to get it and brought it back. So Tulsi Manjari is glorifying Rati Manjari. You say, oh, you're fortunate, it's really nice, you have horses. And I go, why didn't they pick me? Why didn't Radharani pick Tulsi Manjari? Why, that's not that kind of Bhav, it's not that kind of world. Why do you get picked? I should get picked. I'm just as good a disciple as a guru as you are. Why are you getting in favor? You're a bum, What about me? It's not like that. That has to retire on this side of the Karna Samudra. This is not working over there. So let's see. We're discussing some points. I think we're discussing the unique position of Radharani. You have to fan more. The flies are too crazy. The fan doesn't reach here. We read about how the gopis expand in different forms, and the queens of Dwarka, and the Devis in heaven, all that. And the last section, the last point of Tava, is described by Sri Raghunatha Das Babaji Maharaj, is the intimate sevas of the Manjaris. This is on the last part of the commentary, Tika. And he says, Day and night Krishna plays. Well, this is actually a quotation from Shloka, Madhya chapter 8, 187. This is famous line. Ratri Dina Kunja Krita Kore Radha Sange Kaisharvaya Safala Koila Krita Range. Day and night, Ratri Din. Day and night, Krishna plays in the Kunja Radharani, Kunja Krita, Radha Sangha in association. Sangha means union, actually. The highest meaning of the word Sangha is man-woman union, but this is not man-woman, it's transcendental. Shakti, Shaktiman, Radha and Krishna. Radha Sangha, Kaishara Vyat Safa. His junction of teenagehood and manhood is called Vaya Sandhi. It's Safa, it's completely fruitful by playing in these different games, Kriya Range. So he's a playboy, he loves to play leelas with the gopis, so he became successful and attained all the fruit of his youth by playing with Radharani and Kunja day and night, non-stop. Like Nimbargi's Nitya Nikunja Lila. They never come out of Nikunj. Radha and Krishna Nikunj day and night. There's no Yashoda, no cows, no barn, no milking, no anything, just Kunja Krita. So that's a nice idea, but our Gaudiya conception, a little modification there, a little more variety. It's also nice, Krishna likes that, but different idea. So this is expanded upon by Anandadas. It is how wonderful the glories of these pastimes. Who can describe the greatness of the power that awakens an irrepressible greed for tasting such perfectly delectable leelas with his dear gopis in the kunjas in Krishna, the embodiment of full transcendental bliss, day and night, urged by their insatiable divine desires. What a phrase! Insatiable. You can't put an end to those desires. You can't find the end of them. Insatiable divine. That's the key word. Insatiable divine desires. Radha and Krishna float. These purports are amazing. They float in innumerable directions on the stream of their transcendental pastimes. Radha and Krishna have a great desire to make each other happy. Did you hear that? What kind of world is that? Desire to make each other happy. You definitely know it's not this world. Desire to make each other happy. Without a paycheck, without a kickback, without a return, without a pranami. They have a great intense desire to make each other happy. What a wonderful world the spiritual world is. It sounds inviting, it sounds attractive. Let's get out of here and go there. It's a real world based on loving feelings and mutual respect and seva. They forget their personal interests. So it's not so astonishing that in such a consciousness, Radhika forgets her sexual bells, however dear it may be to her. She cannot ask her Sakhis to get it. Why? Because they'll make jokes about her. But her maidservants are as close to her as her pran and her body, so she has nothing to hide from the manjaris. And of all the manjaris, she again finally picks Tulsi Manjari for doing the seva. Rati Manjari, or Tulsi, Rati or Tulsi. Shiva Manjari's heart is sprinkled with the nectar of love for Rati Manjari. So there's no limit to her bliss when she sees Rati Manjari gets the honor of fetching or collecting the satchel bells. Not sure that thing's made a mistake. Shiva Manjari's heart is Rati Manjari, Tulsi Manjari. This written a little funny mistake here. So that's the basic idea and discussion of the purport of this verse number 3. So now we'll go on to verse number 4. Prabhu Abhi Yadanandana, it just goes on. The recording hasn't been turned on. That's clever. It's not working or what? Oh, no card. It's in, go to that speaker. It's in that other tape player, Eddie Roll tape player. Get it. I forgot the card. That's my fault. Okay. Verse 4. Pravarapi Yadanandana Yaisha Priyadanandana Unata Prabhava Sramatula Kripamrita Abhishekam Mama Kritavam Tamaham Gurum Prapadye. On the footnote, because whenever in these shastras, like in 10th canto, there's a verse that describes Sekiratis, the leader of the coward boys in Krishna and Balaram, etc. And it says they got to be coward boys by doing Krita Punya Punja. Krita Punya Punja means excessive punya pious activities. But Jiva Goswami Pad and other Padakartas, Tikakaras, it's in the bottom. In the bottom. It's right there. Yeah. Excuse me. It takes a while. It'll take a while to warm up, you know. I think so. I don't know. Maybe it's ready to go. It takes a while. It's loading. It takes a while. So the other Tikakaras, the commentators on this verse of how the coward voice is translated in BBC, they executed mountains of pious activities, punya karmas. And the commentary says, it's impossible to attain Krishna's Sangha, attain Krishna's Lila by punya. You can only attain Krishna by bhakti. Bhakti mama by jananti. There's a verse in Gita. You can only understand Krishna by bhakti. You can only enter Krishna's dham by bhakti. Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilachena. So Jiva Goswami gives a more elaborate definition of punya. Punya karma means, he says, punya means beautiful activities, or activities which beautify the soul. Activities which beautify the soul are bhakti sadhana, service around Krishna. So he says, whenever you see punya, these coward boys did lots of service to Krishna and Balaram in their meditative swarup and prior as they became sadhana siddhas because they meditated in their siddha in previous lifetimes and attained siddhi and prema and entered Brahma Vrindavan, Prakha Lila, to become coward boys, servants of Krishna and Sekirati. So it has nothing to do with punya, it has everything to do with bhakti. They did bhakti bhajan and a lot of it, and they got siddha, bhav and prema, and they got the qualification adhikar, take birth in Krishna's coward boy Lila. So the same word is here in this verse to talk about Yadanandan, and it says the word punya. So the footnote is there. I don't see the word punya there. The whole thing there. Yeah, you put this one because okay. Well, this is verse 4 of Vilapa Kusumanjali. So let's read the translation. Das Goswami is telling as Das Goswami, he's in Sadhaka Rup now, Das Goswami, Raghunatha Das. He's glorifying his spiritual master, his Diksha Guru. I take shelter of Yadanandan, who's he's powerful. My Guru is powerful. Why? Because he's dear to Krishna. And my Guru personally showered me with the nectar of his matchless mercy. Atula Kripa. Atula means matchless. Atula Kripa Amrita, Abhishekam. That's a nice phrase. Atula Kripa Amrita Abhishekam. Mama. Aham Gurum Prapadyat Prapadye. I surrender to my Guru. That's a good idea. I recommend everyone to do that. Take shelter of your Guru. Translation, I take shelter of my Diksha Guru Yadananda Acharya. It's so powerful because he's dear to Krishna. And he personally showered me with the nectar of his mercy because he enabled me to run away from my home and run the Puri and join Lord Chaitanya's mission and come to Radhakund and teach everybody Raghunatha Bhakti, the Manjari Baba Pasana. So we're all indebted to Yadananda Acharya. He's the direct disciple of Advaita Acharya. So this is the introduction here by Srinath Das Babaji Maharaj. Shri Raghunatha Das is absorbed in his spiritual identity, Rati Manjari. When that ends, and now he absorbs as a Sadhaka Guru, Das Goswami, glorifying his Diksha Guru and all the great mercy he received from him. Because, in other words, the mercy of Guru gives you Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Now he's Krishna. Vande Krishna Srupam. Says Nadi Lord Chaitanya is Krishna with the Bhava and Kanti of Radharani. Vande Rupa Krishna Rupam. So he says, my Guru That's basically repeating what I said already. He humbly and eagerly, Raghunath praised his Guru. How sweet is his remembrance! How sweet is his remembrance of his Guru's mercy upon him. That's nice. So we highlight some points here. This was some little lila behind how this all came, why he's praying like this, why he's so grateful to his Guru, what is that special mercy his Guru gave him. So it's described here by Ananta Das Babaji. Yadananda and Charya came to Raghunatha Das and set him free from family life. The Charya, Yadananda and Charya, had a Brahmin disciple who was serving the family deity, but the Brahmin ran away from his service. Sounds like modern days. The Acharya took Raghunath along looking for the Brahmin and speaking about the need to engage him in deity and Thakurji Seva all along the way. When they were halfway, Raghunath said to his Guru, Gurudev, I'll find the Brahmin and get him back to your service. You go home happily. In this way, Raghunatha Das assured himself of his Guru's permission. So at the end of the night, everyone was sleeping. Raghunatha Das ran away to Nilachala to completely surrender. So this is called the ends justifies the means. So he broke his Guru Agya. Guru gave an Agya, he broke the order of the Guru for a higher principle. And it takes a very high consciousness to know when to do that. And he has that consciousness. And he took it as indirect, it's like Prokshavad. He took this as arrangement of Guru to connect him with Krishna. So it may, on one level, it may look like he disobeyed his Guru, but it's not, because the Guru's ultimate order of every Guru to a disciple is go to Krishna. You know, maybe he says go to the store first and buy something for a Thakurji, and you run away from the store and go to give up your body and go to Krishna. And leave a note say, I'm sorry I couldn't pick up the DD subsidy. I gave up my body, went to Krishna. Okay, no, good job. Well, I still had to get the subsidy for cooking the offering, send somebody else. So that's what he did. He chose the higher principle. So this takes a lot of finesse and devotional vivek, discrimination, to know what to do. It's not, you can't do anukaran and such a thing. You have to follow, you can't imitate this. You have to be careful about that. But he showed that. Then Ananta brings that point out. Raghunath understood the higher order of his Guru. To renounce life and run to Lord Chaitanya is far more important than getting some insignificant Brahmin back to do a seva. That's nice. So ultimate issue, Raghunath Das perfectly served his Guru properly, and through it he became famous in great devotee of the Lord Krishna, That's nice. So he said in this sloka, Atua Kripa Amrita Abhishekam Kritavan. My Guru personally showered me with the nectar of his incomparable grace. The result of the Guru's mercy, Raghunath became counted as one of the most famous associates of Lord Chaitanya. No one can argue that. So that's a nice thing. So this is, of course, bringing out the point of Guru Tattva, which is one Acharya, one of my teachers, told me that the two most difficult tattvas to understand are Guru Tattva and Shiva Tattva. Shiva Tattva and Guru Tattva, very difficult to understand. Shiva Tattva is more esoteric, more difficult to understand. The Guru, because Guru is God, but he's God, but he isn't God, and it's confusing. So we're warned to see the Guru as God and not see him as a Marcha, Budya, Naraka Buddhi. Have hellish mentality, you see the Guru as a material person. The Shastras tell like that, so it's hard to understand have this kind of vision, understanding. So Guru Tattva is explained here that the Guru became very powerful. Unnata Prabhav. Prabhav means influence, power, Prabhav. Very common word, Prabhav. Because he's dear to Krishna, because Krishna Shakti Vina Tar Pravartan. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Shakti Vina Nai Tar Pravartan. Without the Shakti of Krishna, which means Radharani, Krishna Shakti Vina, Krishna Shakti Vina, Nam Sankirtan. You can't establish Nam Sankirtan unless you have the mercy of Radharani. Who's the Shakti? Radharani. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shakti Man. Dui Veda, Dui Vastu Veda, not Shastriti Praman. Thank you. This is the Praman of Shastra. The Radharani is the ultimate Shakti, and Krishna is the ultimate Shakti Man. If somebody wants to ask me the difference between Shiv Shakti, and Radha and Krishna, I said they're one and one, though they're also different. This is the whole thing of spirituality. It's just Chitya Veda Tattva. So we're sitting on the mountaintop of the perfect philosophical understanding. It's one and it's also two. Yes, it is one. Brahman is also Radha and Krishna, Shakti Man. So that's a win-win principle that Lord Chaitanya favored and spread everywhere. So he quotes a verse here from Adi Lila, chapter 4, the famous chapter 4 Adi Lila. Yadyapi Amara Guru Chaitanya Das Tarapi Janiya Tanari Prakash. Although my Guru, Krishna's Kaviraj says, although my Guru is a servant of Krishna, or Chaitanya Das, Guru Chaitanya Das, I know my Guru is a servant of Chaitanya. I still know he's a direct manifestation. He's a Prakash Vigraha of Chaitanya. So he's a simultaneous he's a servant of God and he's God. Sound familiar? Kiraj Dharan Ki Jai. Haridas Varya Ki Jai. So in the Bhagavatam there's 3 Haridasas described by Vyasamuni. Who are the 3 Haridasas? Yudhisthira Maharaj. Buddha Mahashaya. Kiraj Dharan Ki Jai. So he's the best. Haridas Varya. The 2 are Haridas. One is Haridas Varya, means very good. Varya means very special. And so many people sitting there worshiping the little Giriraj in their house. House of their heart and house of their kutir. So he's also a servant, he's also Bhagavan. We pray to him as a servant of Krishna, and we worship him as Krishna. That's what my Guru told me. Because that's what Lord Chaitanya told Das Goswami Yati Lila. This Shila, this is Sakshat Shinanda Nandan. Sakshat Samasundar. Some people worship Giriraj as a servant of Krishna. Okay, that's their bhav. But Lord Chaitanya taught Raghunatha Das that Giriraj is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And the Gunjamala is Shakti. The Gunjamala is Radhika Charan. The Gunjamala represents, Gunjamala is not a necklace of conch shells. BBT says conch shells. There's little red blackberries and also white berries. And that represents Radhika Charan, the lotus feet of Radharani. So if you have a Gauranga Shiva, you have to have, it's a must. You have to have Gunjamala. Some of my students, I saw pictures of the altar, no Gunjamala. Some problem there. I have to do some adjustment. They may have the bhav of worshiping as Haridas and they don't use the Gunjamala. But that's not what our teacher, it's not what my Guru, my Baba Guru taught me, and it's not what Lord Chaitanya taught Das Goswami. So we're followers of Raghunath. We should follow Das Goswami. But we have that kind of bhav, that's an individual thing. It's also permissible to worship him as Haridas. There's Lila Vichar, Tama Vichar, and Bhav Vichar. All these are working simultaneously in different ways with different people. So he goes on to describe this Guru Tattva principle. Famous verse we all know from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. One thing in the old ISKCON songbook, they had the Shruti follow this prayer called Guru Vastakam. At that institution they sing every morning, which is a good thing actually. Samsara Dava and Ali Loka, that prayer is called Guru Vastakam. And the Shruti follow, which is the ninth sloka, it says, you remember Brahma-Harte
Srimad Guru Vastakam
Srimad Guru Vastakam Ichadakshay Brahma-Harte Padati Priyatya Yastena Vrindavan Nasraksa Sivaya Janashivdeva. So one should, it says, Vishwanath Chakravarti says, this is Shruti follow, you should get a Brahma-Harte hour, which is like hour 45 minutes before sunrise. 6:15 is sunrise. So you have to get up and chant it before that, which means you have to take a bath before it. You have to get up at 4 o'clock and take a bath. Watch out, everybody, 'cause I got some students here who don't get up at 4 o'clock. Watch out. You know who you are. Anyway, they step at night doing business on the net because they have some kind of excuse, I guess. Always we have excuses. But so Vishnu says, if you do that, you can get Sakshat Darshan of the Lord of Vrindavan, Vrindavan Nath. That's a good deal. That's too hard to get up. Anyway, so it's a nice, lovely prayer, and it's quoted here to show that. When the sadhaka sees the pure behavior of the Guru, he gets profound faith, inner faith in the Guru, and the devotee understands that the Guru is a dear servant of Krishna. So he serves his Guru with garlands and foodstuffs, prasad, Krishna's prasad. Considering a Guru not different from Krishna does not mean that we should offer him things that are not first offered to Krishna. I mean, there's no bigger Guru around here than Raghunatha Das Pandit. He's a famous Guru in his Gaudiya Sampradaya in late times. But he never know people maybe cook for him, but he never took for. They said offer the Thakurji first. Always with Tulsi on it. I served in Radha Damodar for 3 years and lived in Prabhupada's kitchen, 1989, 92 or something like that, long ago. And the Sevite there told me you have to put Tulsi on all the preparations you cook. It was new to me. I didn't know. I was just new in India. I came in 87 in India. This is 89. She had to put Tulsi on Prabhupada's offering. I said, really? Because they don't do that where I was before. So he said, yeah, yes, we offer Damodar first, then he takes Damodar's prasad. I said, okay. So that's the way it is. Like some people offer me, go to bring me garlands. I say, is this Amaniya or is this Prasadi Mala? Oh, it's Amaniya. I said, hey, go over to Krishna, over to Radharani. My Guru did the same thing to me when I first approached my Guru. About Mala, I'm all excited. He says, wait, wait. I said, wait. He says, is this Prasad? I said, no, wait. So I went in the temple and offered the Giriraj and offered. So this is a devotional principle. Radharani doesn't take anything unless Krishna touches it, tastes it, touches it, whatever. Same thing with the gurus and disciples also. This is a devotional principle. Krishna first, everyone else second. The disciple should see the Guru as a Kripa Shakti Murti of Bhagavan. And that way he's not different from Krishna. He's Shakti of Aisha, mercy of Kripa Shakti Murti. He's a Murti, Guru is a Murti of Kripa. The mercy of the Guru is the root cause of this. This is a nice quotation from Bhakti Sandarbha 237. Tat prasada saswasa nana pratikara dustyaja nartha. Dustyaja means very difficult. Dustyaja means difficult to give up, difficult to renounce, anarthas. Those anarthas and bad things in our heart and mind that are difficult on our own by our own chanting and meditation and prayer. We can't shake them, we can't get rid of them. They can easily get rid of by mercy of Guru. That's what's told by Jiva Goswami, Bhakti Sandarbha 237. The mercy of Guru is the root cause of destruction of bad habits, and it's anartha, that the disciple can't give up on his or her own endeavors. Guru Kripa Ki Jai. Gurus are pretty powerful because they have the power of Krishna. That's nice. So, there's another point here. The source of Guru's power, that's described already, that Yadananda had got power, he got Unnat Prabhav, incredible power, because he was a surrendered devotee of Krishna. So the power of Guru comes directly from Krishna, which we made that point already. So I think we covered everything there. What's the time now? Because few have class at 4 o'clock, they have to go.
3:55.
3:55, thank you. So we can go and we can speak a little longer because we were 10 minutes late. We can go to 4:15, but some people have to go at 4, so we can go no problem. We don't mind. We go, we have to go. It's 5 minutes more to 4 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay, verse number 5 of Vilapa Kusumanjali. Yo mandu star geha nijla maha kupada paraklamad sanyo sandra dayambudi prakritita swari kripa rajubi udri datma sarojanindi charana prantam prapadya swayam Sri Damodar Satchakara Tamaham Chaitanya Chandran Bhaje. This is a verse glorifying Lord Chaitanya and Sri Damodar were the Shiksha Gurus of Das Goswami. I worship the moon like Lord Chaitanya. With his mercy, he pulled me out of the waterless well of household life. That's a pretty tough place to be caught in. Gaya Nirjala Mahakup. Gaya Dustra Gaya Nirjala Mahakupa. Waterless well of household life, which is so difficult to get out of and full of limitless suffering. He gave me shelter of the tips of his feet at the feet the beauty of lotus flowers, and entrusted me to the care of Sri Damodar. So his 6th Guru was Yadananda and his 6th Guru was Sri Damodar. He lived 16 years, Raghunatha Das lived 16 years in Puri, learning from Lita Seki, who is Sri Damodar. We arrange these purports in different ways than they're set up here. So we put numbers here. So this is start here. So this verse again is called Mangala Charana. He's showing his respect, his invocation. Beginning of a book, you offer prayers to different teachers and gurus before you discuss the actual subject of the book. Just like before you give class, you offer prayers mentally or physically, silently. That's the standard. So in writing books, all the Goswamis always start with some prayers to previous acharyas and to Krishna. And usually in one of those prayers of Mangala Charana to reveal the subject matter of the book, what this book is about. So this particular point of the commentary is not really in Leela here, it's just a prayer. We're showing thanks to Chaitanya and thanks to Sri Damodar. It was all. So the mercy of Mahaprabhu saves the devotee. That's the point. Raghunatha Das Goswami praises the lotus feet of the merciful Gauranga, saying it's a deep ocean of mercy. Remembering Krishna, Lord Chaitanya's mercy, he's thankful. He got Das Goswami got the loving punishment in Nitai Chand, put his feet on his head, and with that mercy, he got Mahaprabhu appeared as his guru to help him escape from household life. The Raghunath Das is taking shelter of the shade of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. This describes when Das Goswami first met Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. Lord Chaitanya at that time in Puri was sitting with Sri Damodar and others. The Raghunath arrived in the courtyard and paid his obeisances. And Mukunda Datta said to Chaitanya, "Oh, Raghunath has come." Lord says, "Come here." And Raghunath grabbed hold of the Gauranga's lotus feet. But Lord Chaitanya told him to get up, and Lord Chaitanya mercifully embraced him. Nice. And then Raghunath bowed to the feet of Sravadana and other senior members there. And at that time, Lord Chaitanya said, "Krishna's mercy is stronger than anything." That's a fact. Krishna's mercy is stronger than anything. Remember that. Everyone has their own experience of that. He released you from material life, material life is like a ditch which people pass stool. That's pretty graphic way to describe family life. Material life means family life. What else is going on out there? It's like a ditch. You dig a ditch, you dig a hole in the earth and pass through and cover it over again. You dig a hole in the earth and pass through, that's your family life. Your beloved wife, beautiful wife and kids is still in a ditch. Wow. Heavy stuff. That's what it says. Raghunath said, "I don't know who Krishna is. I only know that Lord Chaitanya, mercy, you saved me." So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally gave Das Goswami to Sravadana, put him in care of him and told him to take care of him, train him up in the Bhakti program. New Bhakti program. Jayapuri new Bhakti program. Shave up, he's already shaved up. Okay, that's cool, huh? One day Raghunath humbly inquired to Sravadana, what should he do? Lord smiled and said, "I don't know. Ask Sravadana." If you have any faith in my words, then I'll tell you something in short. So what did Lord Chaitanya say to Das Goswami? Gramya Katha. Keep going, man. Don't stop now. Gramya Katha Shunive, which means don't listen to village talk. Gram, the gram means nandagram. Nandagram, that's different kind of talk. Nandagram Katha is good stuff. An ordinary Moscow gram. Moscow gram Katha. They don't listen to that Moscow news. The only news in Moscow is Maya. Daily Maya. Gramya Vartanakaibe, don't speak about stupid things. Balanakaibe. This is good for Grihastas. Don't eat deep fried pakoras. Don't eat tasty food. Balanaparibe, don't dress in fancy clothes. Amani Manada Krishna, be free from false ego and show respect to others. And always chant Krishna's name. Krishna Sadalabe. Say Krishna's name always. Braja Radha Krishna Seva Mase Korive. Serve Radha Krishna and Braj in your mind. Radha Krishna and Braj. Braj Radha Krishna Seva Mase Korive. So that's nice. It's recommended we all do that. So the next one is Lord Chaitanya gives a Gaurang Shila to Das Goswami. Giraj Dharan Ki Jai. So Lord Chaitanya gave him Gaurang Shila, good Jamal, and he said it's easy to worship, offer him with tulsi leaves and water, and that's all. He's happy. So you can do more, something nice. Like today you got sweet rice. Somebody gave me from Delhi sweet rice with saffron and all kinds of good stuff. It's in there for Kusho. I don't know if Kusho came. I had to find a representative. Maybe or Maya have to represent him. But he's beyond all bratas and tavas. He's beyond all brata and tava. So I saved half for Chowkidar and half for whoever. That's Kusho. Missed out today. So Giraj, he's not fasting, that was good. But he got steamed pumpkin, that was bliss. and roti from my side. We got cured and rounded out, so that was a good deal. Flown in from Delhi, that was good. He has his way of getting his work done. Okay. So Lord Chaitanya is very happy to get these Apurva Vastu. Apurva Vastu Paya Prabhu Tushta Oila. Tushta, he was very tushta, very satisfied to receive these unprecedented items. Kunjamala Gauran Shila. Apurva Vastu. Vastu means things, objects, space, taking up space. So it says, when Lord Chaitanya was meditating on Krishna, Leela, or chanting 6 mantras, he put the Gunjamal around his neck. We shouldn't imitate. It's called Anusharan Anakaran. So it has no difference. Anusharan means following the example, and Anakaran means imitation. So we're not God. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, and the Gunjamal is Radharani. So Krishna's wearing Radharani mala around his neck. You're not Krishna, so you don't put the Gunjamal around your neck. That's the wrong imitation. It's imitation, bogus idea. It's a common word in this country. Bogus, everything's bogus. There's 2 common things in this country. I'm offense and bogus. There's 3 things. Either you're satya, you're bogus, or you make offense. Or you do all 3. If you're really good at what you do all 3. You're bogus, you're a satya, you make offenses, and you're bogus. I was in this guy for 38 years. I heard that 10,000 times. Especially you're a satya. Heard that a lot. Bogus, I didn't hear too much. But like that. That's beautiful. Can't be unbeatable place, though. Memorable place. Krishna, Chaitanya was very happy to get these objects. He held the Gauranga Shila on his eyes and his heart. Sometimes smelled it with his nose. Sometimes held it on his head. And he bathed the Shila with his tears of love. So you can do that, then you can put Kunjamala on your neck. You can bathe Giraj every morning crying. You can do that? No. Get lost. Take a walk now. We have a phrase in English, take a long walk off a short pier. In the harbor, there's boats are tied up. It's called pier, P-I-E-R. Pier. It's a dock. You tie up the sailboats. It's like 30 meters long. So the phrase is, why do you take a long walk off a short pier? The short pier is 30 meters, and the guy's telling you, walk 100 meters. Because you're going in the water and drown. So when somebody tells something stupid, somebody says something stupid, we say, you should take a long walk off a short pier. And, so many stupid things here these days, Oh yeah, that sounds good. Why don't you take a long walk off a short pier? Because you go, a nice way to say, it's called Parokshavan. Indirect way of saying, go drown yourself, you stupid. Be more blunt. So this way, Lord Chaitanya kept the Gauranga Shila and the Gunjamala for 3 years. Then one day he gave it to Das Goswami, and what he said? He said, "Hey Shila Sadvika Pujana, Achirati Pabe, Tumi Krishna Premadan. If you worship this Gauranga Shila with goodness, very quickly you attain the wealth of Krishna Prema. You worship a very pure mind and very pure every sadachar and puja procedures. Satvik pujan. Achirati means quickly. Pabe, receive Krishna Prema Dan, the wealth of Krishna Prema." That's nice, good idea. So when Das Goswami got the Gauranga Shila and the Gunjamala, he thought, Lord Chaitanya has given Krishna to me, and by offering me the string of Gunjamala, he's offered me to Radhika's lotus feet. That's nice. Beautiful. So that's about this verse, because it's about Sri Damodar and Lord Chaitanya and the gifts he received from them, so he's grateful and glorifying them. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Das Goswami became so detached that he was able to do bhajan 22 and a half hours a day. 22 and a half hours a day. Not much sleeping. How much sleeping is that?
1.5 hours.
90 minutes. And it's called Swapna Vilas. When he's sleeping, he's dreaming of Lila. On some days he wouldn't sleep that much. Even if he slept, he dreamt of Radha and Krishna. He's a wonderful example of bhajan to the whole world. For this reason, all devotees still remember Das Goswami with utmost faith and devotion. And Radhika and Das Goswami is the patron saint of Radhika. He's our exemplar. He's our leader in Ragmarg and Manjari Bhav. Das Goswami Bhav Ki Jai. So he's may the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, may the mercy of his sixth Guru Yadunandan, and may of his sixth Guru Sri Damodar Goswami. So any devotee, it's a great devotee, he's may the mercy of Krishna, his sixth Guru, and his six Gurus or six Gurus. So all Gurus and Krishna together, all the mercy of them, if one absorbs that properly, he or she can become a great devotee, lover of Radha and Krishna. So we'll end the class there. We'll start tomorrow by Krishna's mercy on verse number 6. Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam.